pretty much, right? And she's like, it's not what it looks like. Like what did she say? She said something like to Jenny to kind of cover it up.
I don't.
It says it didn't happen, right? Like we didn't see anything. I remember that part. But then it's like so obviously not true that I think that Jenny just eventually to go to her dad, right?
Mhm. Yeah, and then she had a petition going around for people to sign, like, oh, did you hear anything?
That was crazy. I feel like the only way that she could say that. By the way, we're illegally recording now.
Yes, yeah. I saw your chat. I just started it again because it stopped it. Does it say it's recording?
I think every time you join, you have to start over.
Yeah. So I don't know why, but yeah, I don't. It's interesting because I feel like it's Jenny, right? That's her name. Jenny can tell that she's like, you know, when you can tell that your friend is not doing okay, and she's like, I know you're telling me these things, but I can tell that you're just not, like, you're going through it and you need help, and I'm trying to help you, but the fact that she lied.
She obviously had some sort of visual. Like she doesn't look good.
No.
Like, yeah.
I just feel like if you imagine how you had her room, she's probably not taking like very good care of herself either, right?
Well, she said she had a pile of clothes on a chair, right? And Jenny picks it up and puts it somewhere, and then sits down, and then still picks it up and puts it back when she leaves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole part was very intense. I felt like it was one of those Lifetime documentary movies, you know, like where it says the cheerleaders, I don't know what, or something.
Oh, yeah. Because they're all like gathering together against her, and she's like trying to say, like, no, it's not happening.
The crazy thing was that the only way she really could get out of it was telling the lie like she did, because if not, then it would be very hard to say, like, no, all these people are wrong, right? So it was kind of sad that since all this bad stuff already happened to her, she still had to take, you know, in a sense, the biggest fall because she ruined her entire reputation. Even at her new school, people knew already.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like she got there and they're like, oh, I heard the new girl slept with her teacher. Right? They were saying something like that.
Yeah.
And she falls into like, because those friends are not the greatest. They're bad influences. And I just feel like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say like you take one bad step and you're just on the bad route, but she kind of ended up doing that. Where she was already on doing bad and she just kept going. Like the fact that she was on Messenger, messaging that one guy, and then when she
the creepo.
Yeah, when it was like, I'm gonna go to the school, and she's like, oh hell no. So then she stopped it, but like clearly she kept talking to other people. Like she wanted the attention, and she liked the attention. Yes, she was by herself, but no, not from old men, old creepy ass men. Oh,
but that's like what she's comfortable with. She's used to like that attention that they give her. So she's like, it's almost comfortable to her.
Because her first encounter, I think, was because of
Okay.
You know, like, yeah, that is what she's used to. How long was she at the school?
Yeah.
Because I was kind of confused about
that. 2 years?
It was 2 or 3 years.
I thought it
was freshman to sophomore, junior.
But it didn't.
Yeah, because I think she finished her sophomore year, right? She finished, and then she turned 16. She turned 16, and then she left.
Yeah, because like even when obviously she has these 2 new friends, and they're like, oh, they were talking about like, oh, how was school over there, and then she was saying that I think she was there for 2 years, but like she was in Strain's class for a while, so I didn't think it was 2 years. I thought it was only 1 year, since 1, the chapters didn't change. It was the same year. 2, don't you change professors? I don't know. So I thought it was
maybe she went like her freshman year. She didn't have him. Maybe it was like, oh, he was the sophomore teacher.
Oh, okay.
No, but then after, I think she doesn't have him as a teacher. She just uses him for club or something like that.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Like towards the end.
And it might be like
she doesn't have class with him.
Like spring and like fall or something. That's why the year didn't change?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I was a bit confused how long she was there for. Because when they're talking about, like, oh, your mom let you move away, like, my mom loves me too much to, you know, like.
Yeah, to ever do that.
And that's, I think, that also affects her. Like, she's like, well, you don't love me.
Yeah.
She's like, you begged.
Yeah.
That part was crazy. And then I think because it's private school too, like sometimes they're a lot smaller, so you might have the same professor for longer or something.
Yeah. Or like he could be like the English teacher for everybody, like for all grades.
That's also true.
It's like, oh, they all just see him a different period.
Yeah. You're right. That makes sense. Maybe that's why I didn't feel like it. But you're right.
So I was not expecting like Strain to like jump off a bridge, but at the same time I wasn't surprised because I'm like,
I was just gonna bring that up.
oh man.
Yeah, I was waiting. I was like, there has to be like that moment. Like, I'm trying to make it sound also like, oh, we're going in order.
Yeah.
You know,
because that's kind of like one of the last things that happens, right? Like we find out suicide.
So did you feel like that was gonna happen, or?
I didn't think he was gonna. I thought he was just gonna like, I don't know, slice.
Well, usually, like, and I feel like pedophiles are not treated very good when they go to jail. So maybe he thought he really was going to go to jail, and that was his best option.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he was already like super depressed. Maybe that's what led him to have a relationship with younger girls, because that's like what was his comfortable, like that's what made him comfortable. Like, oh, they're easier to pursue than a woman his own age.
And then if they grow up and he gets rid of them, right, and he can start over again.
Yeah. Which is, it sounds like that's exactly what he did. When she moved away in 2016, he tried to do it again, and this girl's the one that
there's more awareness as the years go on.
Yeah. Like it wasn't as easy for him. Yeah. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you!
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Is that his cheesecake?
It's Chinese food.
Oh, Mom.
Hope the meeting is going well.
That's very interesting. Are you gonna join the next one?
Dude, this has me.
Oh my god. Thank you.
Mira que amanecía. Ya los pajaritos cantan, la luna ya se metió.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a good rest of your meeting. I'm gonna go take a shower.
Huh? How old is he?
He's 26.
Oh.
Damn, y'all are babies.
Oh. Are you? Oh,
I almost forgot how old I was. I was like,
how old are you, Daly?
Daly's the oldest, right?
27. Yeah, but not by a lot. When do you turn 28?
February.
So not by a lot.
You're like 2 months apart. Oh, well. A year.
No, a year and 2 months. A year and 2 months.
I know. I said a year.
That's exactly how much I'm older than Luis. I'm a year and 2 months older than he is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
Wait, you're 93, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
93 years old.
Yes. I still have acne at 93.
At 91. Okay, back to the book.
Okay. Strain jumps off the bridge.
Oh yeah, so he committed suicide. He called Vanessa right before, right? And he said, "You can tell them." He tells her, right? Like you can do whatever you want. Like you can tell.
Yep. And
I was a little confused because I think I reread that part like a few times because I was like, okay, so she receives something and then she sends him a text, right? Like, oh, I would never tell.
And it's never read because he already had checked it out.
Yeah, he left her on unread.
Then
he left her on unread.
It's all over. That's when I was like, this sounds suicidal. And then she sends the text. And there's a moment where she's like kind of freaking out.
Why do you think he sends her the box of stuff though? Because I don't think he did that for anybody else. Like, do you think he really did feel a special connection to her and that's why he still had the stuff? And then
But why would he keep it like if he wasn't attracted to her later on?
That's true.
Like he wasn't physically attracted to her.
Maybe because she still wanted to talk to him and like she still wanted to, I guess, have a relationship with him. Even if he wasn't attracted anymore.
Maybe at one point he had already planned, like, oh, like I know when the time comes, I'm gonna send this to her so that she can remember or whatever.
You think so?
I thought they might search his house too. Maybe he was trying to, even though he's gonna commit suicide, so it doesn't matter. Like he's trying to keep his name clear, you know. So he's getting rid of like all the stuff. But maybe if he thought it was like valuable because they had a special connection, he wouldn't want to destroy it, and that's why he sent it back to her.
Maybe he also sent it to her because I think earlier on she had said like, I will never tell. So I think that's why he sent her the evidence, and obviously the other girls. Why would he do that to them? You know, maybe he.
Yeah, and this like opens it up. Like he really did do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Good point.
I don't know. It's gross.
So when I think it said like, oh, what age he had died. Oh, so he was 27 years older than she was.
Oh.
How old is she now? 20, 30.
32.
Well, 32.
Because he's 59 now. Dude, that's 59? I'm sorry, dude.
He was super old, yeah.
Oh.
He was 42 when he was with her? Oh. Yeah, man, that's older than your dad at that age. I mean, maybe the same age, but
you know what? When I was in high school, I remember girls would date guys that were in their 30s.
Oh.
Like one girl, I'm pretty sure she married the man that got her pregnant when she was like 16.
Wow.
And he was like in his 30s.
I mean,
like or 40s. I don't even remember. But it's like there was like these dance clubs, you know, al baile or whatever. You go to the jaripeo and there's like guys that are much older.
Yeah.
I think that's what had happened with them. But it's like I saw that a few times where it's like they would talk about it amongst themselves and they were like 16, like, oh yeah, like I had sex with so, and I'm just like
I feel like, you know how we have celebrity crushes and you don't really think about how old they are. I think it's kind of like that, especially when the girls are like, oh my gosh, I heard you did it with the teacher. Like, was he high? You know, like they're kind of like praising her because they have this image of like, not a model, but you know, like really good looking man in their 30s or whatever, but clearly he was not. So I think that's why young girls would do that, because they obviously think they're like more mature and obviously everyone finds them more attractive, you know?
yeah.
But it's still not.
It was like, I guess, cool to be like, oh yeah, I'm having sex. Like, oh, she's such a woman.
What is the word? Like forbidden, you know, probably makes it more intriguing to like the preteen, whatever, you know, if they're just trying to be rebellious. Maybe.
Yeah, and then she's talking to the therapist, no?
Yeah.
She drops it on the therapist.
But she asked her first, she's like, you legally can't tell, right?
Which is like, she keeps referencing that Lolita, and I'm just like, oh my god, go get over that fucking
I
book.
purchased the book.
You
I
did?
purchased it.
You
Yeah.
did? Oh my
Because I'm
God.
curious. Like, they refer to it so much, and they talk about
do.
it.
I kind of want to know what's up, but every time I like that they do bring up the book, and then she says, because of this, or because of this. So I don't have to read it, and she's giving me the info right there and then, but still, like,
I still want to, like, kind of compare them to see how they're similar. And then I started rewatching Pretty Little Liars, because I'm like, I'm noticing things that it's like, wait a minute, like, he's so much, it's like obviously when you look up their real ages, like, Ezra is only 2 years older than Arya, so it doesn't look as bad, you know, but it's like in the plot, it's like, okay, he's her teacher, but they had met like at a pub or whatever before, and like, he's this new teacher, right? Like, and it was just like, I don't know, I'm finding it interesting to be like, because it's actually quite common for that to happen. And I'm just like, I'm kind of just curious, like, what leads all these girls in these different scenarios, like, towards that path.
Yeah, that's interesting. I forgot about that relationship.
yeah. Vanessa Bordecita. She's just, I think, since Jane called her my dark Vanessa, and like, I think since then she's like, yeah, I am dark, or like, yeah, I have these dark, not dark humor, but like these dark thoughts, and like the things she's
So
doing.
she starts to believe.
Yeah.
She starts to believe that she is what he says.
Yeah. She starts to actually embody this and be like, yep, this is what I am. And it's kind
What do
of
you think's gonna happen for the rest of the book?
girl, she's depressed.
I think she's
I know, but it's like, now he's dead. Like, okay, she just confessed to her therapist. What do you think is gonna happen?
There's a good chunk of book left, so I think she's gonna continue on a downward spiral until something happens, and either something bad happens to her or someone intervenes, like the therapist or her parents or somebody else.
Because like,
or maybe cycle again too.
There's this part where she's like maybe being dead isn't the worst thing. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad. That's not okay. We have a good chunk. But for her to do that, like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna go deeper into that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go like very, very dark.
Commit suicide and fail.
That's what I was thinking. A failed attempt might happen.
Because she always says like I never go over the edge, right, when it comes to doing drugs. She's like, I always know my limit.
Yeah.
So it could be like an accidental, like she tries to purposely do it, but then she knows how much she can handle, and she doesn't.
On page 198, I just thought it was very creepy where she's like, I'm what it might feel like to be reckless, la la la. If I spilled a line of gasoline over all the students from 32 back to 15, which kind of means she's still in a denial in a way. That's how I took it. And then the wreckage I'd cause if I dropped a match and let it burn, you know. Like, I wonder what she's going to do next.
Yeah, she's
days from work. She's doing alcohol by herself a lot.
Yeah.
Not good. Not a good recipe.
It's not looking good. What's the next section we have to read? We said we're gonna do it shorter, no?
It is. It's like 70-something pages.
Okay.
I think we can stop at like page 306 in the book.
Which is, what's the last line?
So it's like, okay, yeah, right? So it's like 70-some pages.
What's your last line? What? What?
What if she decides to like become a pedophile too? Because
oh my god,
I was
saying that too. She was saying that she
talks about the girls.
She started looking at those girls and she's like, why do I feel like I'm doing the same thing that Strain was doing? Is this how he looked at them?
What if she does that or somehow like contaminates other young people? Because I'm thinking like Strain was a pedophile and it seems he did it in a cycle, right? Then he has my dark Vanessa and Vanessa turns dark, but she's also on the cycle of self-destruction. And it could that. Like, the cycle has to continue. If it's such a dark book, it's not going to have a happy ending.
What if that happened to Strain as a kid? Like, what if he was sexually assaulted?
What if you find it out?
And that's why he became a teacher. Because, like, he was assaulted by a teacher. Well, she's not a teacher. What is she doing? She's working at a hotel as a concierge, right?
Yeah.
Maybe she starts doing like a drug, not drug trafficking, like a illicit, like younger person trafficking in the hotel. I don't know. That's a stretch.
These are great. Interesting. So what do you guys think? It ends with, I close the email and sneak back upstairs into bed under his arm.
What chapter is it?
It is, I think it's 2000. No, hold on. So that's a long.
Stop.
So
A small
mine is
chunk.
66. Close the email and sneak back upstairs into bed. Got it.
Oh, what year?
Upstairs into bed under his arm.
27.
Did you find it?
2017?
No, it's not.
Let me see. It is 2006.
The end of 2006?
Yeah, the end of 2006.
So what page is yours, Crystal?
306.
306. Oh,
I kind of took what was left, divided it by 2, and like kind of went around somewhere there.
Sounds good.
mine is
Oh, okay.
66.
By the way, it was kind of interesting how, I think, is the author from Maine? Oh yeah, she is. Because it's set like in the northeastern corner. And again, Stephen King usually writes about that corner of the United States. So it was like, oh, another connection.
Go to that corner of the United States. I'm just kidding. Okie dokes.
Okay, ladies, I'm gonna bounce from the meeting so I can pay attention to Rico since he already changed my outlines for